It was a Sunday evening, quiet and cool. My wife, Sarah, had left the house earlier, saying she was going to church for the evening prayer service. Nothing unusual. She'd been going every Sunday for years. But that day, something felt off. Maybe it was the way she grabbed her bag a little too quickly, or how she didn't meet my eyes when she kissed me goodbye. I tried brushing it off, telling myself not to be paranoid. But as the hours passed, my thoughts grew heavier. At 6:30 p.m., I decided to take a drive, not because I didn't trust her, but because I couldn't shake the gut feeling that something was wrong. When I reached the church parking lot, it was nearly empty. Just 3 cars sat in the lot, and none of them were hers. I waited for a while. Maybe she parked around the corner, I thought. Maybe she's inside and just didn't take her car. I circled the building, even peeked inside. The church was open, lights on, a handful of older folks sitting quietly in prayer. No sign of Sarah. That was when I sent the message. My wife said she was at church. I said, "All right, I'm outside waiting." No response. I waited 20 more minutes. Still nothing. Eventually, I pulled out and drove slowly around town. My hands were trembling slightly, not from anger, but from the dread that comes when your instincts start to prove you right. I drove past a small cafe a few blocks away. It was mostly empty, but 2 people caught my eye through the front window. A man and a woman, sitting close, laughing, smiling, holding hands. It was her, Sarah. And it wasn't a friend. It wasn't a coworker. It was him, the same guy from her office Christmas party last year. The one she once claimed was just annoying. I pulled over and just sat there, watching them. She looked free, relaxed. The kind of expression she hadn't worn around me in months. It was like I was watching a version of her I didn't know anymore. I didn't go inside. I didn't make a scene. Instead, I took a picture, one that clearly showed both of them, fingers intertwined, faces close, and I sent it to her. No words. Just the photo. It took her less than a minute to reply. "Sarah, I can explain." I didn't answer. I just drove home. That night, I packed a small bag and slept on my friend's couch. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. But the trust. It shattered in an instant. A week later, I filed for separation. She begged, cried, and swore it was a mistake. That it only happened once. That she was confused. But the truth is, I wasn't confused. Not anymore. She said she was at church. I was outside. And that moment told me everything I needed to know.